Hey everybody, good morning and welcome back to Satisfactory as we make sure everything's running and all the screens and all the things and all the sounds and all the bells and all the bigs and all the boops. Yeah, we're back in Satisfactory looking at our nuclear reactors that have temporarily shut down, but they've shut down legitimately. Yeah, the radioactive. Let's turn out photo mode. There we go. And the reason they're shut down is because they're full of waste. So yeah, nuclear reactor's been working well. We're still producing our nuclear fuel rods, so we're getting a nice little buffer in there. So yeah, let's do a recap from last week. We got the nuclear power online as to test to make sure we have the run. We got all the resources. There goes the water train. So the basic setup is two of these buildings here supported by these buildings. These buildings, of course, will support multiple setups, but these two buildings directly feed these two reactors, and that leads us to kind of the big plan for today, which is the next stage behind, and this is the beginnings of the plutonium fuel rod so that we can sink the nuclear, the plutonium fuel rods, but to get rid of our nuclear waste. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing today. As you can see, I've kind of got a start on it. It's going to require basically 3 buildings-ish. Let me bring up... Darn it, I always forget to have it ready. The Satisfactory modeler. So I'm just going to quickly fire up Steam here and launch the modeler. So the plutonium, again, it's kind of a little bit like along the ways, and sorry, let's go and make sure we have the right screen. There we go. So what we're looking at is to produce these guys right here, 0.01 a minute. It's going to require one single machine here. This is basically the production line. So I got to get some concrete flowing in here. I got to get my various acids. So we have sulfuric acid and nitrogen gas being fed in here. So we have nitric acid, sulfuric acid, which we're bringing over already. Nuclear waste is already being produced. Then, of course, we need silica, all of this kind of stuff getting fed in. And that's kind of what this is here. Now, the electromagnetic rods, of course, are being produced in bulk over here. That setup there is set to provide for both the nuclear fuel rods or the uranium fuel rods as well as the plutonium fuel rods. So that's where we are, and this is for the basically setting up the acid. So I'm going to be bringing in some blenders and just kind of feeding up everything in that machine, whatever's going to need to go into the cyclotron here. I may build walls around that, I don't know yet. Of course, this is the standard 4x4 footprint, same as these guys here, so they can use the same. And yeah, that's where we're going. However, little bit different today. I want to start off with an idea that came from one of you guys last week, and that's to build a wall, a monument wall. And I think that's what I want to start off with. So I've been kind of thinking about how I want to do this. And so what the monument wall is basically what I'm going to do is put up one wall panel for every subscriber to the channel. What are we currently at? So if we look at our current stats, we are sitting at 748 subscribers. Right now, our goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers. But yeah, I want to start building a wall, which each wall panel memorializing or marking one of you guys, anyone who's subscribed. And then anyone who, if you decide that you want to help support the channel and become a channel member, I will put your name on your wall in a nice big sign with thank you, so that we can basically honor all of you, but give a little extra bit of honor to channel members, at least in this world. So that's what I'm going to start off with. I've been thinking about how I want to do this, and I'm thinking... Is that where I want to put it? Yeah, I think that should be out of the visible from here, but not too much in the... Actually, see, that's where why I haven't done it already, is I kind of been hemming and hawing on where I want to put this wall monument. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to break it into 10 by 10 segments, so 100 segment, 100 segment, 100 segment. But like I say, I just have to figure out where I want to put it, and I want to put it so it has good visibility and that it can be seen, and but you know, make sure that's not going to sit in a production line. And I'm thinking kind of over here by the lake. Got to be reasonably flat line because it is a wall. How many are in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 high, and then 10 is there. Okay, so that'll be each section. How does it look over here? Yeah, I think that might be a pretty good spot right past the lake here. It all seems pretty level. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do it right over here. So let's get a foundation in first. Oops, then we want to go here, and I'm gonna grab a foundation wall. Let's grab a 4 meter. I'm going to aim it. I'm not going to snap it to... Oh, actually, maybe if I will snap it to the grid here. Yeah, I'm going to snap it to the grid. And we can stretch that out. Come on, Mr. Bean. Get out of the way. And I think... if I build this up high enough, I should be able to get pretty clear here. I don't want anyone, you know, feeling like their section is not being represented well. What is getting in my way here? Invalid placement. Why? Ow. Is it because of this? But he's a poor man, real man. Now I can't get back up. There be some power. There we go. Okay. Why are you not continuing? It was that. So we're gonna bring this out to here. We'll drop it down. I don't know if this is gonna be long enough now. We may have to go quite a distance. I may have to wander the wall just a little bit here. Like I said, I wanted to start this off with just you guys. And let's get back into Zoop mode here. And there we go. Stretch this out. Lift, lift, line. And yeah, let's tie that into there. Okay. So I don't think I'm going to be able to, you know, just have one long stretch wall. So it's going to have to do a little bit of meandering. So I'm going to give myself a bit of a platform here. Burn through all my concrete, but that's okay. I got lots on me again. Might not be... This actually may not be the best spot to do this, but I'm committed to it now. Because I realize that That's going to go right up through the tracks. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. So the other way I could do it, of course, is also use these guys here. So that's 10 1 meters. Let's do a sample section wall. So that's 10. By 10. By 10. So that would be for 100. How does that look? That looks way too tall. Yeah, that's going to be too tall. So I'm going to reduce it down to the 1 meter by 1 meters. Let's get rid of these guys here. Math adds up quickly, don't it? And back down we go, and over we go. Let's just again finish clearing these guys out of here. All right, let's try that again, but with the better height. So again, I'm going to use the 1 meter high wall segments. That is not a wall segment, that is a wall segment. So that's going to be 10 like that. That's going to be 9 this way. That I did a boo-boo last time, so that's 9. And then I just need to connect through here. Run out of power in the hover pack. And up. Okay, so let's get this filled in. I'll have a look and see how we can kind of decorate it up a little bit better. And across like that. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to grab my customizer here and look at my different wall types. So who... Steel wall, maybe that. Maybe I have to do it color-wise. Yeah, okay. I'm cooking here, but I think I might have an idea. So I'm gonna go concrete up and down like that. We're gonna do a color shift. So instead, we're gonna go to red. Yeah, it's a nice darker color, and I'm just gonna slice across like that. Come down here, paint across. Oh, yeah, don't fly while you're doing it. Like that. Let's go back to our concrete. There we go. Like that, and just put some stripes. And what that's going to do is, I think, just help me kind of figure out how each section is. Oh my god. Can we actually have some decent aim here? Yeah. One more row, and we just clean it up. I really should be actually, you know what I need to do? I need to make a blueprint. That's what I need to do. I need to make a blueprint. So that is what I shall do with this. But as concepts, yeah, I kind of like that, especially the two-tone there. Okay, let's get a blueprinter in here, and let's not mess around with it too much more. We're going to grab a blueprinter temporarily. We'll use a Mark II here. We'll just throw you down right there. And we will start putting in that segment again. So 1 meter tall, regular color, 5 across. That actually works out really well. Change up the color again. So let's go into our color. I think I'm going to use just a nice dark color there. After I finish putting in the wall, that's 5. Yeah, I'll have to put them all in first. And that's 5. And that makes for 10. So that'll be 50 per segment. Like so. And like so. And then we can go and grab our paint. And we'll paint across the bottom here. Go to the next one. And then I'm going to flip her out to a reddish color. Like so. And then we are going to grab a pillar. Like that. Yeah, I think it'll work. Okay, so we're going to call this our, it's a 50 memorial wall. And we can just put it in undefined, save blueprint. Let's go remove these guys here because they don't match. It's kind of a way of making me check and also my math is right. So that's 50. That should be half the wall. That is half the wall. Perfect. Yep. Okay. We'll have this done in no time and get on to the plutonium before you know it. All right. Okay. Blueprint. Blueprint. 50 wall memorial wall. Let's flip it around. So there. And let's just make sure we have it in the proper place. And we'll center up on our dual foundations here, like that. And just, yeah. That's 50. Oh, pardon me. 50, 100. 150. And fall down out of the sky. Come on. Give me power. Power. Me need to fly. Give me power. Power, 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 power. And that's not power. Should have ran the other direction. Sheesh. Okay. Have to clear out some foliage as well. Sorry, pardon me, just double checking, making sure all the sounds are working. I mean, it's not a very fancy wall. That is definite. But it is there. All right. Let's finish getting you all lined up. And Nudge is my my best friend now. So how many sections have I got there? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. or 250. So that's, yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. $300. $350. Fall off the platform. $400. And that should be $450. Now, that's 5, 10, 15, 20. 25, 30, 35, 40, 450. Okay. So now I'm going to have to go up for the rest of them. So we'll grab it like so. Flip it around. Change us to blueprint snap. And then just drop it back down into place. So that's 500. That is 600. Nope, gonna take that out of there. That's 500. That'll be 650. I gotta get a power line over here. 650. 700. $750. Oop. Power. Give me some of the left. Let me lift me away, Calgon. All right, so that's 750. Of course, we are not quite there, so that means I need to take off 1 and 2. 748 bricks in the wall. The subscriber memorial wall is in existence. Is it the permanent there? We'll see. But I think, yeah, I'm just going to kind of keep spreading it out. We'll put gaps where necessary. Certainly going to be visible. All right, enough of that. Let's get back into doing our plutonium. So, ducking underneath here. So, like I said, all of this is designed to kind of support the whole works. Those 4 buildings back there are set up in that way. So, like you can see, I've got my met rods there, plenty in buffed. Yep, the radiation is definitely getting to me now. And I was moving stuff back over, and there we go. Yeah, so I accidentally never exit the game unless you've pre-saved it. I had these things strung a little bit better, but yeah, here we are. All right, so the materials that are going to go, we need water to move over there. I need quartz to go over there. I need the sulfur to move over there. And of course, I'm going to need steel beams to move over there. So that's what these guys are doing. So let's pop back into this area. I hate that green. I'm going to fix that one of these years. But for now, that's fine. So this needs nuclear waste. So if we go to plutonium pellets, that's going to bring in nuclear waste and non-fissile uranium. The non-fissile uranium will be coming out of here. Plus, ooh, that Vata has to go somewhere. Where am I going to put the Vata? Where does the Vata go? The Vata needs to go... Oh, the Vata can go right back there. Okay, closed loop. Good. I like closed loops. I cannot lie. So that's only, yeah, so that's 6 coming out. That's 6 going into there. Yeah, that works perfectly. So that's going to be a closed loop. I just need a little bit of water. The original's kind of 6 water to come in that way. Is that right? That is right. Cool. That kind of worked out. Ooh, 15 per minute. That's because this supports more than this, because you can see we're only smaller machines here. But as long as these guys are maintaining some sort of balance, I'm hoping I'm going to be okay. I hate wastewater. Wastewater sucks. What other recipes do I have for non-fissile uranium? Absolutely nothing. There is one more recipe out there, but I haven't found it yet. Kind of been, yeah, we're getting really crap rolls on the MAM, so I'm kind of holding off my hard drives until I unlock more. But all right, so different belts that are coming in here. This one needs to have the encased plutonium. I'm gonna get steel beams. The electronic control rods are coming in from somewhere. I do need to have heat sinks. So let's see what we're doing over here. That's making me my concrete. That's making concrete. Again, I'm going to be looking at this. So this is going to become wet concrete. And I'm trying to figure out where to dump all my water. I got water coming into here. We got water coming into here, concrete going into there. I'm not going to be wasting enough water. Yeah, the first initial little kind of balancing is always the more fun part. And it is set up for that. Yeah, because that's going into here. That's the wastewater coming out, isn't it? Yeah, so I've got the waste. Oh, that's, yeah, non-fissile uranium. So the wastewater's coming out here, going up into here, spilling into the wet concrete, and then this is for the supplement. Okay. See, I thought this shit out already. That's just the 2 inputs there. No liquids. That is the nitric acid and the sulfuric acid going in there. What do we got up here? That's the actual plutonium fuel rod. This guy here is making my steel beams. Okay, so steel beams are covered. Concrete's covered. So what I need is out of this building over here. And let me just kind of move some stuff around here, like turn that off. And then we can go like that. And yeah, there we go. I tell you, managing your broadcast live can be very interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to be building in here is the silica that's going to be needed. So again, we got our silica. It's going to be manufactured in there. I have my 2 blender. So I have a blender here. That's going to be making my nitrous oxide. Oh, I do need to make steel plate. So I need steel plate, 2 constructors. So steel plate, silica, a refinery, and a blender. And let's just break that connection. So clear connection and a blender. So 4 machines over here. So what we're going to do here is we'll take, let's take a refinery. Would have been faster just to go into the menu, but I didn't. Be nice if I stopped falling. If I put a refinery here, down 1 floor, that's all right. Got enough room for a refinery there. I got another. Okay, this is just getting annoying. I need to string a power pole where it's going to be useful. Come here, you. Just sit back here for a minute, will you? All right, so I put a refinery there. That's going to give me my sulfuric acid. So we're going to set this up as sulfuric acid. So sulfur and water. This is going to be set up for iron plate. So that's already done for there. So I'll need my iron ingots. I need another one to do the silica. And we'll pop a little bit of space in between. Actually, I'm going to... no, that's fine. We'll go to there. And you are going to be silica. Because we need the silica. Yes. And then I need a blender. And that should hopefully all fit in here. Let's see how that does. So blender, 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 blender. Ooh, those are big ass machines. Where can I fit in my big ass machine? If I put you there, it's a very small footprint, but let's take you out. Let's move you back a little bit, or maybe we can turn you guys. No, they don't really fit side by side. I think I can get away with it. Just shifting them back by one here. Like that. And like that. Alright, so this one can go back to steel plate, or iron plate I should say. That one is already set to silica. That one is already set to silica. You need to be giving me nitric acid. So I need my nitrogen gas, I need my water, and I need my one iron plate. Iron plate is right here. So, first plug-in. Actually should be the easiest plug-in. We're going to go like that. We're going to go like that. And I should be able to just... No, that is too tight. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be anything else? Let's try that again. We're going to go like that. Then we're going to go like... that. I'm going to take this out. What is the sharpest corner I can make? Can I make that corner super, super sharp? Like right about there. Trying to get everything lined up here. Go up like that, come up. And that should pop into there. Okay, so that's the steel plate coming in. Let's grab our water line and iron ingot, or iron plate. Gonna need the iron ingots. And yeah, I'm running them just kind of down here because I got all the clearance in the world. Okay, so those are my iron ingots. See, I already had things planned out and ready to go. And got a little aim location. Yeah. Same to you, buddy. Okay. Is that straight? I don't know, I'll hit R. Nope, that is not straight. Good to know. That is straight. Let's figure out where I'm going. That would be down here somewhere. Let's head this way. I have put this wall too tall. That is perfectly fine. I can do that. And I can do that. Well, and then just to have them back. No, I'm not going to bother putting it back. I'm just going to get these things plugged in for now. So that's going to go through the floor here. And again, I'm just using that as a, to get the alignment. Let's fill the floor in here. Actually, I got a bit of mixed match here, so let's have a little bit of consistency in our floor material choices. All right, and one filled in floor, like so. And like so. And then we'll put another floor hole right here. And then we can put another one right here. Right there. Come back over by one. There you go. Best part is, if I don't want to change that, I don't have to. All right, let's get our iron line hooked up. Come with me, lie with me, lie with me, take me to the moon. Oh, you're not right. I didn't put you down, Tom Bun. Yeah, poopy. Looks like I have to replace it because I didn't do it right, but that's okay. We'll just do that. And we'll go into the wrong direction, so we'll do that again. And then we can plug you into there. All right, let's get that iron ingots going up. And up and up and into there. Okay, so that will be the iron ingots portion. Now we can grab our quartz. Hey, Mr. Slug. So the quartz I'm going to pop all the way down to here as well, like so. Let's go fetch the quartz. Wait a minute, is that my uranium train? I thought I turned you off. Nope, that's my quartz train. Okay. Quartzy, 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 quartzy. Quartz is right here. I was gonna fill in the hole in the floor, but I realized I probably still need that hole for easy access. So we're gonna go quartz to here. Actually, no, I'm not. Slight change of plan. I'm gonna bring the quartz over towards my iron ingots. So we'll go to there, and then we'll just run parallel along the iron ingots here. Like that. And one more section should do it. Like that, and into there. Okay, so that's our quartz sorted. All right, next. Who's next? You are going to need the gas and the water, but you already get your iron plate, so that's fine. And then we have our quartz there. You are going to need the uranium waste, so we can go gather that up. How do I want to gather up my waste? Yeah, what's directly underneath me? What is underneath? Absolutely nothing. Okay, so that's good. So we have lots of clear space to work with underneath. And then we can grab that. And like that. Which means my power should be coming back on in a moment. Yeah, you can see power just fired up. Both the reactors are going again. And I have a lovely backlog of fuel rods, which is good. All right, where did you guys pop down? And you pop down clear enough. Excellent. Let's figure out where you're going back up. So that's going to go into this by full thumb. That's going to go over to here. Yep, so we need a no, that's the fissile uranium plus the uranium waste, so that's both. So we're going to grab one of these, and we'll put that right there. We'll put not right there, because that is the non-fissile uranium right there. So we can go like this, and then we can go like that. The non-fissile uranium only goes into here. Oh, son of a bitch. I am so sorry. I've done and fucked it up again. Let's put that back on. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm getting things connected. So this is the non-fissile uranium. I'm going to bring the water over. These two guys are... I can't believe I did that again. These guys are my silica. And that is my iron plate. All right. Working down the production line here. I'm going to keep my modeler on the other side. All right. So the silica, where does the silica got to go? The silica has to go into the non-fissile uranium, which is over here. Which is one of these belts. And the nuclear waste has to go into one of them as well. Waste is going to be coming up through here. Then we are going to have the waste also come up through here. Like that. Let's pop a hole in the floor so we can get down. So waste goes up. Waste goes up. Belt goes disavay. Where's my waste? Comes down there. Comes down there. Wow! That is hot stuff. All right, and then we can bring our belt through here. And we'll just kind of take it past here. Actually, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab a merger. That's going to go in that direction. Take this out so I can reconnect like that. There we go. Let's just make sure I didn't accidentally pick up some nuclear waste in my in my inventory. Yeah, I did. I need to dump that while I still have radiation filters. Where can I put it? I can put it over here if this had some power, so I'm going to quickly I need to get rid of the waste out of my pocket. So very temporarily, just so I can go like that. Because I realized I picked up some waste. You do not want to be carrying that stuff around. That will melt your face faster than you can shake a brick at. All right, so that's going to go through there. Then we can grab a splitter. Like that. And yeah, this is all going to have to be repeated a few times, but I think it's about 2 full setups to one of these, or even better. I'll see how that works. Okay. And we can't quite reach the full way. That's okay. Let's just go to here. And then we can connect up, not to there. And we can connect up to there. And we'll let the nuclear waste flow over. Okay, so nuclear waste, nuclear waste. What else do I need? That's going to be the sulfur in the water. That's going to be my nitrogen gas and the iron plate. The iron plate is already being fed in. Okay, so nitrogen gas and the water. Okay, so the sulfur's there. Quartz is there. Water's here. Uranium is here. Where do I have a station for the nitrogen? I apparently do not. Well then, okay. So we need to get a new station in here. So we're gonna need to do a little bit of expansion. So we're gonna grab a copy of the uranium one. Get you lined up. Like so. Grab a station. We'll have you pointing out that way. Expand our foundations so we can get the track through. Giant rock in the way. Can I blow this rock up? I don't know. It might be one of the permanent ones. We'll find out in a minute. Yeah, that is definitely not a rock it's leaving anytime soon. Okay, well, that's fine. Because we're just going to go to there. And we need to remove that now. And turn the corner. To there. As I slowly cook. And to there. And this is going to be nuclear. Nitrogen. Receiving. Okay, so that's where the nitrogen gas is coming in. That means this is the wrong kind of platform. I need a liquid and gas platform, so one of those. And we could just run a pipe upward. So we'll grab one of these and figure out which build mode I want to use. Yep, looks like it's going to be horizontal or vertical. That's fine. You just have to get you in the right position here. Like that. Oh, you guys don't... Why does nothing actually line up sometimes? Very annoying. Very annoying. Okay, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna replace the pipe going at the other direction so I can kind of control where it does its dive upward. So like that. And now we can go find where the nitrogen gas needs to go in. Way down upon the Swanee River. Way down here. That was my nitrogen, right? Nitrogen, nope, that's sulfuric. Nitrogen goes into here for the nitric acid. Okay, so nitrogen gas. Yep, nitrogen gas can go into one of these. We'll go here. Grab our floor hole and boop. And boop. Grab another floor hole. I missed the button. All right, where are you? You are kind of right there. So that would be the that would be very straight, right? Why do you guys not look like you're lined up? That's because you're not quite lined up correctly. All right, good to know. All right. Is this correct? Looks correct that direction. Doesn't quite look right that direction. No, I guess that is right. Okay, never mind. We'll find out in a second. Nope, that is correct. Good. Okay, so let's go down one more. Right through there, and then we can head off this way. And I want to keep it nice and reasonably straight. That should be... yes. Yes. And keep her coming. Ow. Who did that? Who did it? Oh, there you are. Hi. I got something for you. I tell you, these kids nowadays. Okay, and keeping with the nitrogen. That can go there and around the corner. Straight mode won't quite reach. That's fine. We can just fall down out of the sky. Will, good morning, Lee. What did you miss so far? Well, so far, what I've done is start on the subscriber memorial wall. So that is 748 1 meter by 4 meter wall segments. And each one of these segments is 50, so that's 748, which is the current subscriber count. And then for members and notables and contributors to the channel, I'll be putting in signs with their names. But I wanted to kind of get the wall in. I don't know if that's where I'm going to keep it. But we'll see. You know, I wanted to get something down based on the suggestion from last week. Otherwise, what I'm working on now is getting rid of all of the waste that is currently filling my nuclear reactors into the plutonium line, which is right here. So I'm just now bringing all the bits and pieces so I can actually get rid of the waste and have stabilized power. So that is the plan today. And right now I'm just moving my nitrogen gas over to the appropriate blender as I continually fall out of this guy. I don't know why the straight is behaving the way it is. Doesn't want to take the corner very well. You know, it is what it is. Okay. And we can connect you into there. Okay, so that's the nitrogen gas that will then blow in. I don't have a train picking it up yet, but I'll get to that shortly. All right, so nitrogen gas, iron plate, so those two are now plugged in. Now I just need to bring the main water line over. And all of it should just run on one single 600 water line. So we should be okay there. I'm gonna paint these pipe segments. Let's see, kind of a nice light gray, maybe something like that. Yeah, that's a good color for nitrogen. Just so I can keep these guys separated in what they look like. Okay, Zavasa is down here. way down upon the Swanee River, way down here. There's the Vasa. What were you? You were the sulfur. That's right. That's going into the sulfuric acid. So those guys are all heading there. Thank you. It's a plan. That's certainly true. All right, I probably should paint these guys blue here. Ooh, that's not a great blue. Let's find a better blue. Let's use that blue. Yeah, that's a nicer blue. So, oh, you know what? Maybe I should actually go back to the original blue I had there. I'm just cycling through here by hitting E. No, actually, I guess that is... Yep, that's the best blue. Okay, we'll stick with that blue. Okay, so, water. Go Disave. Water is going to need to hook up and flow along here, so we can do two things at the same time. So let's grab our sulfur. Let's go figure out where our destination is for that sulfur. Like my tank. Okay, I'm sorry, man. I'm having a complete and utter blank here on the tank. Which tank was that again? Sorry, man. It's been a week for me. It's been a very Chinese cursed kind of week for me. May you live in interesting times. So yeah, a lot happened this week, and I'm not sure what. Yeah. Which tank was that, man? Help me out. Help a brother out. I know I looked at something, but I'm going completely and utterly blank. Like I suffered a blow to the head. Oh, wait. Yeah. I'm not telling the rest of that story, but yeah. Let's just say it's been a bumpy road. Oh, yes, that's right. You did send. I did have a look at the channel. Thank you very much. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But I will get to it once kind of I've settled down for the week. This week I'm hoping is going to be a little easier. Thank you again for the reminder. Thank you for sending me the link. I will, of course, have a look at it. It's just been a really, 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 really strange week. Things have not gone super, super smooth for me. So my apologies that I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. Kind of makes me look like a ungrateful bastard. Here you are on my channel, and I haven't looked at your stuff. Oh. How could I? I'm just going to move this pipe over here a little bit, just because I'm feeling it's kind of getting a touch in the way. I need a room for the water pipe to go through primarily. There we go. And there we go. I might use that actually for the water, but I'm going to extend the nitrogen out to here. Like so. And then we're going to fall from the sky. I really would like to get these. Oh my god! Stop frickin' falling! There. Okay, let's try this again. But here's the thing, I'm gonna worry. Okay, there, that should give me room now for the water to move along, which is going to go right through there, right? Yeah, that's my water intake. That's the water intake. Okay, good. Let's paint that for water. Like that. Let's figure out where our other water needs to go up. Which again is into the back of the nitrous oxide here. So I need water for the wet concrete. I need water for the nitrous oxide. Or the nitric acid, I should say. Like so. Let's get a belt up into there, or a hose up into there. A pipe, that's it. A pipe. I'm gonna have a look at that. Speaking of pipes, I'm gonna have a look at that pipe mod that you pointed out to me the other day. At least certainly for that long section there. Just for the shits and giggles of it. And I should hopefully be recording that episode for tomorrow. Which will be 2 episodes kind of in the future. Alright, let's paint that for water. Let's paint that for water. Let's paint that for water. Good. You took your advice and recorded SE episodes this morning. Got to edit it later. Cool. Yes, you're East Coast-ish, aren't you? So you're a few hours ahead of me, if I seem to recall. By the way, if I'm recalling something, it's probably wrong. Yeah, Sunday mornings is my SE kind of recording day as well, and but yeah, I'm about 2 weeks pre-recorded worth of episodes, just because I didn't know how my schedule was going to be, and at the time I started that series, I was already doing 2 other series. Central, okay. So you were up bright and early this morning doing some recording. Cool. What am I doing, Lee? Oh yeah, hooking up water and hiding that. Okay, so if you're supposed to be water, nope, you're nitric acid and sulfuric acid. So you're the 2 liquids. You're dumping water. That water is dumping up into here, so that is the water intake I need. Which means I'm going to put my water floor hole right through there. Oh, my dude. Work-related reasons, or you just get up early? But yeah, that is ugly. When I was a kid, that was a younger man. That's when I went to bed. A wee bit of a night owl myself. That's like 3:30 my time. No, 2:30. Yeah, it's like 2:30 my time. If I recall, Central to Pacific is a 2-hour difference. Dude. My dude. That is bloody early. But I guess it's, you know, everyone has what they're used to. Oh. Yep. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, for a long time, my commute was pretty close to that. So, yeah. I don't know. That seemed right in the world where we have to drive for 3 hours just so that we can work for 8 hours so that we can barely have enough to get by. I mean, I don't know. There's something about that just, it shouldn't be that way, man. And it's not just you, it's kind of everybody, that what we put up with and the demands that we do. But it is what it is, and that's the world we live in, and that is in the way, so that can't work for me. So I'm gonna have to reduck you out like that. That can go in like that, and then we can come back. I Nah, you can go straight there. Okay. Pull that out of there. Let's start moving some water hoses down. At least the nice thing is with a water tower, I don't ever have to worry about pumps. Okay. Let's try to stretch you through here. Like there. We're gonna grab one of these. See if I can't snap it into place. I don't know if this is gonna work. Nope, I'm gonna have to do it differently here. Okay. So let's pull you over to here. Let's plug you into there. Let's get you painted correctly so that when I sample you, you're going to be the right color. We'll come past that one. Right there. We'll flip it to the junction. And we'll try to get you lined up. And then up into there. Okay, so that's going to get that to there. The other water pipes are right here. So let's go this way. And we'll grab a junction. The usual schedule is until noon Pacific, so 12. Depending on how much I get done, about 3 hours. So 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Is kind of the schedule. If I kind of figure, finish a project and the startup is going to be a bit of a bigger kerfuffle, I might cut earlier or for whatever reason, but generally I try to go till about 12 or 2 p.m. your time. Okay, you gonna come back this way. Like so. And the one thing I am gonna try to plan for the New Year's, so might as well give you the early scoop, is also moving over to Twitch. And starting to do some Twitch streaming. Just because, again, my schedule kind of opens up. I have no idea how to do the Twitch thing yet. But you know what? That is the fun of learning. Not sure what I'll do on the Twitch stream. Probably just a ton of Space Engineers and meandering through because I play way too much Space Engineers. Yeah, way too much. So if I'm already wasting time playing it, I might as well play that. There's also other games that I might take a look at, but yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Okay. Yep. And I will absolutely be announcing it and make sure that you have that link. Like I said, it's just kind of, I have no chance doing it until January, just because my schedule is enough just trying to keep up with the stream and the weekly episode. But yeah, January, theoretically, if past is prologue and all that fun stuff is that I'll have a lot more time in my schedule to do it come January, and I will absolutely make a big ass announcement on the YouTube and let all of you guys know when that is happening. All right, let's keep the pipes moving. And thank you, by the way. Nice to know you'll be there for the support. That's one of the things about this week, is that the support of people is incredibly important. So I really appreciate it. So yeah. Okay, so water. So water go into there, water go into there, water go into there. That is being restricted. That's what that valve is doing. So it's going to be all nice and balanced out. Let's paint some pipe. And I think that was this color that I was painting it. No, it's a little bit of a bluey. Light blue, yes, that's the one. And we'll paint that. We'll paint that. We'll paint that. And we'll go back to the dark one, and we'll paint these guys. And there we go. Okay. Oops. Missed. Concrete. Nope, that's the wrong concrete. There we go. Okay. Ah! I keep hitting the wrong buttons this morning. I have wrong buttonitis. I also apparently can't line shit up worth shit. Oh well. We're gonna do that, and I'm gonna be happy with it, because I'm gonna just never look at it again. Okay. Water, nitrogen gas, iron plate, connected. You need sulfur and water. Sulfur is not here. I'm also going to need to find a way to get through. So what we're going to do here is we'll put a floor hole right here and plug you in there. The sulfur is down here. Now the pipes are kind of a little bit in the way, because again, I think I was gonna run the sulfur. Where is my sulfur? There is my sulfur. Sulfur go up. Sulfur go up. Sulfur go up. Did sulfur come back out? Sulfur come back out. Nope, that's iron ingot. Where's the sulfur coming back out? There's the sulfur. Found my sulfur. So sulfur come back out. I think I'm gonna duck up. We're gonna get through. I can get through here. Yeah, we can go through here. Come down this way. Let it flow. We're just going to keep running it parallel until we get to this point, and then we're going to start doing some turny turns. So we do a turny turn. And where am I gonna go? Where do we go from here? And then that. Okay, I also should probably disguise these a little bit better. See, that's the nice thing about conveyors and floor holes and a little bit of clipping, is sometimes it just doesn't look like it's not clipping. Okay. We're gonna go back down through the floor like that. Suppose before I get too carried away, I should make sure that it's gonna work that way. Is that floor hole gonna be clear of everything? Yes, it is. Perfect. Okay, so now I can go right up into there. And jump across here. Okay. Sulfuric acid. Done. Done and done. Okay. You are plutonium pellets, but you're going to need the non-fissile uranium. So we're back over here. This is where we're currently fitting stuff in. Something went ding, and I don't know what. So I'm going to go do a quick... What went ding? Something's alerted me, and I don't know what. That's my email? No. No. I don't know what that was. Anyway, never mind. All right. I also got a bunch of garbage I don't need to be carrying around. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Ah, thank you. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I really do. No, it's nothing like that. It was just a very eventful, it's a very eventful week. But yes, public, just, yeah, having someone in my corner and having, you know, support and family and stuff like that was very important. And I really appreciate it, man. So awesome. Thank you very much. I will always remember. Okay, let us keep going here. Now, heat sinks are going to be a bit of an issue. I don't know if I'm going to be an issue, because one thing I don't have going is heat sinks. But you know what? I am not going to worry about that problem right now. I'm just going to worry about getting these guys hooked up, because everything can be plugged into this one. So I have my nitric acid and my sulfuric acid. So those guys are over here. The nitric acid, I am going to pop down through the floor. Yeah, no problem, man. I'll be here. Okay, so we're going to go through the floor here. We're going to go through the floor. I'm off by half of one, so we're going to go through the floor. I have no idea where I'm going through the floor. Right here? Is that right? Is that right? Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it? Sure. And it's nitric. I'm going to keep the same kind of grayish color going there. Let's find a suitable. I just can't get anything lined up right anymore. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. And like that. I'm going to get rid of these guys. And again, sample the nitrogen pipe. Up into there. Up into there. Okay, so nitrogen's going to come out through here. I need the sulfuric and the nitrogen, so we're going to need to have our two pipe lines coming up to the hole. And we'll put one there. And one there. Now, of course, nitrogen's coming out there. The outside one here is going to be the nitrogen. And I'm going to go this way. Like that. And all the way down. As far as you can go. And then we can Use straight. Man, the conveyor straight works a lot more better than the pipe straight, that's for sure. Okay. There, that'll work. Okay, so that's the nitrogen. Which we will make. Let's do this. Get the pick menu so I can go to here. Where is that pale blue? You ever dance with the devil by the pale blue light? I ask that of all my prey. No, that gets to be... You get to be something else. If you're sulfuric acid, let's make you yellow for the acid. Yeah. So we're gonna have the acid be yellow. And then we can come down here. Let's see what build modes we have. Noodle, no. Yes. Yes. There we go. Okay, that was easy. Let's grab our yellow again. Like that. And we can turn that off. All right. Okay, yellow coming from... Yeah. And it's only yellow coming from here. Yes, yes. There's no waste or anything like that. Perfect. Okay, so... grab a pipeline hole. Yeah, sure, that's work. That's fine. We'll go to there. We'll grab our yellow and give it a paint. We'll select the yellow. Like that. Down we go. Yellow pipe come out here. And where are you going? You're going that way. So we go across this way. That's one of the things I do. I think that's probably the thing about this game that I like the most, is just these logistics and kind of just working out where things are going to flow to and stuff like that. It's what challenges the brain. It's just kind of holding all of these things in, and then just making sure that all the connections work and stuff like that. All right, what else did you need? You needed the silica, so now we know where the silica is going. This is the only location that is getting silica, so we don't have to worry about anything fancy beyond just pulling it out of this machine here and sending it over to the other side. So we'll figure out how that's going to go. So, but first things first is we got to do that. Grab a lift, make sure it's going in the right direction. There we go. That will now send silica right through here. And again, I'm just going to swing my way through and down. Let's see, where can I get through for the silica? We can go right through that direction. Maybe not. Maybe what I want to do, put that floor hole in. And with any kind of luck, I got it in the right place. Yes, yes I did. So we can go up there and pop you into there. There we go. And back down underneath. Let's figure out where the destination for that silica is. That's going to be... Yeah, I think I want to get right through there because I can sneak it in through there. So we'll sneak it along the sulfuric acid. Making sure I'm using the straight belt. We'll come that away. We'll face you that way. We'll come around this way. And around again. Like that. And into there. That'll be the silica. Okay. That should now give me... What were you supposed to be feeding? You're getting plutonium pellets and unique concrete. All right. Okay, so that is now the non-fissile uranium. That is going into here. You're going to get your non-fissile uranium. You're going to get your plutonium pellets. Next. And that is going to be the wet concrete. So you're already getting your water. Your limestone is going to come in from the floor instead. So right about there. And if I remember where I am, I should have a... Why do you show up yellow? I should actually have a limestone node very close to where I'm currently standing. Wherever that happens to be. So that's down here. Yeah, so there we go. I'm pretty much looking at a limestone node right there. And that's just a bit of rock. Where is that limestone? So there's a limestone right there. Let's do a little quick scan for that. There's one. Okay, there we go. Yep, there's my 2 limestones. I need to put a miner right here. What's in the way? Oh, one of those. We'll grab that node there. That is a lot of limestone I'm picking up. There we go. Well, another one? Goodness gracious me. There we go. And there we go. And like so. And that should be enough room for me to, or low enough for me to grab my miner. Gonna use a Mark III. Nope, that is not low enough. I'm going to have to do a height adjustment, which we'll do right here. Drop it down 2 meter foundations. Yeah, that should do. So I go back like that, come back like this, go to there. Let's get rid of this guy here. Let's grab our mining hut. Keep hearing the tick, tick, tick. Which means I want to make sure at some point in the near future I check how I'm doing on the filters. 18. Nope, we're doing good on filters. We got lots. And let's put the miner on there first so I know actually where the center is going to be. There we go. Now we can grab our mining hut. I do like my mining hut, actually. That's, yeah, I do like my mining hut. Okay, put you there. We need to grab power for you, but gee, I wonder where I can get some power from. Hey, look, I can grab it right from there. Let's grab ourselves a light stand. I'm pretty sure, yeah, we'll use a 2 light stand, which I'm going to put kind of right here in front of the door, and then we'll just move it out of the way. And then we can plug into there, and we can plug into there. How much concrete did I need? I needed 12 concrete, so I don't think that's going to be a problem making arrangements for. It is really a lot of stuff in here that I don't want, plant-wise. And why pick when you can explode? Because exploding fun. And out we go. I think that went in right. Nope, that's the right height. Okay. Nope, it's all cool, man. Oh god, the audio work they did on this game, man. I just really like the audio. Like, I'm getting such a nice concrete echo in here right now. It just really makes the environment feel more alive. Like, good job, Coffee Stain, you beautiful genius bastards, you. Okay. Yeah, not gonna question. It pokes out the roof a little bit. That is fine. All right, how much are you gonna be making? You're gonna be giving me 240. Oh, that's a normal underneath me. Are you normal? Are you really? I found a normal. I can't tell because I'm standing in front of it. Let's go back to the map. Are you a normal? You are. Cool. That's actually a normal. Awesome. Limestone. Limestone gotta go upstairs now. You go that way. You go there. Now we grab one of these. I'm gonna have to, of course, remove that conveyor because it's not gonna be the right height on the other side of the floor, but I needed to know where it's gonna be connected. All right. There we go. And up. Okay, so limestone here. Limestone need to be over here. Well, I'm putting a limestone mine. That's about it. I got some things hooked up, but yeah, I'm good. I should be able to get this all turned on today and running today. I'm hoping. That is, I got an hour and a half, so we should be hunky dory. Okay, so limestone go there. Where's the limestone hut? Limestone's coming up there. How do I want to route this around? Do I have a nice clear run for the limestone? Ish. Yeah, we can do a little duck down. That's fine. One way or the other, I have to get it past another belt. So I'm just going to go like this. I'll use my wrong magic power of hitting the wrong button every freaking time. Okay, we're going to come out. We're going to go to here. No, I actually haven't. That's an interesting thought. That's a lot more formalized than what I usually do. I'm very much the ad-lib kind of guy. I have a very general sense of what it is that I'm going to be doing at a given session. But yeah, it's very much ad-libbed. I wonder. I'll have to give that some thought. That's a good idea. Again, especially coming into the new year, right? Where I'm looking for. So the kind of plans I have so far for the new year is the challenge series that I talked about for space engineers, utilizing that design that you sent me, which I have been kind of thinking about how I'm going to pull it off. It actually is a pretty good space engineers design. It's got some nice kind of squarish bits. Why are you weird? Like, it's not... Okay, you know what? Screw you. I'm not going to use these straight. It's doing weird things to this line. Especially when I'm not fully focused. Okay. Now we can get past there. Like, I certainly wouldn't want to do, I think, an SE, like beginner's guide. There's too many other people that are a little bit more versed in it. Like, the fact is that Keen Studios is already officially using Splitsies videos as their official. Yeah, why am I going to compete with that? But, yeah, SE. Because not SE, Satisfactory has got such a variety of ways of doing things that I think, you know what? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's definitely. Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. I thought you actually had some with the Satisfactory. No. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, you're going to pick up some stuff as I go along. I'll try to explain a little bit. If you have any questions, 100%, you know, if you're like, how the hell does that work? What is that doing? Let me know, and I will 100% explain it the best I can. Yeah, no, I didn't realize that you had no experience in Satisfactory. Okay, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? You want plutonium pellets. Where are my plutonium pellets coming from? My plutonium pellets are coming from here. So we need to dump those over here. So my out is right here. Plutonium pellets go there. That's nice and easy. Like that. Nope, maybe not like that. Actually, I'm going to go through the floor. Yes, nice. Yeah, no, it's a nice design for that. What kind of size were you thinking for that sucker? By the by. Like, was there any kind of... Oh, there we go. Yep, never played this before. It looks like fun. Oh, this thing, it was addictive. The only reason that I'm not still super addicted to it is because Space Engineers came along. And I literally, yeah. Small and large ship, okay. Anything special interior, like hangar bays or anything like that? Or just a pure gunboat kind of idea? One or two decks, okay. Just again, it gives me an idea of how, as I'm shaping it, how much room I have to leave interior and stuff like that. So, all right. So yeah, any kind of specific thing about it. Otherwise, you know, I'll find purpose for things. That is, again, part of the challenge, which I, again, once again, appreciate. Okay, so that's going to be the encased plutonium cells. That goes up to here. What do you want? You want steel ingots. Where are my steel ingots coming from? Steel ingots go down, and right there. Okay. Let's go source out some ingots. I figured the back of on the back could be a landing pad for your shuttle. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, solid steel ingots. Let's get down here. So solid steel ingots are going here, going this. No, that's all coal. That's going the wrong way. Where are my ingots going? Ingots. Where are you, ingots? Bring me my ingots. Ingots go up, ingots go across, ingots join up, ingots go that way. Ingots go down over there. Okay. Help! Let me out! And underneath, ingots. Ingies! Where are my ingies? There are my ingies. Okay, steel ingies going this way. Steel ingies going this way. Steel ingies going this way. Steel ingies stopping here. Okay. I need steel ingies. Don't know why I'm calling them ingies. I just am. Ingy can weave their way through here. All right, so let's lose this. I'm gonna grab myself a splitter. That's a merger. That's a programmable splitter. Where's my regular splitter? That's a smart splitter. I'm literally going to every one except the one I want, because of course I am. Okay, so we're gonna put you there. We're gonna run you through to there and run you to there. I'm gonna take you, plug you into that, because that's going to allow me to go through to here. Down to 17 filters, so we're still doing okay. We'll come back a little bit and set her down on the floor. And when I say set her down, I mean me. Go down by 2, make sure we're in default, and go to there. Yeah, that's what I figured. But I just wanted to confirm. We're also going to go and page down and page forward like that. And the fact that they gave us vertical nudging is truly one of the greatest gifts. Like, this is why I just Coffee Stain and Keen are my two favorite developers. Screw Bethesda, screw all those other guys, because both Keen and Coffee Stain really care about the people playing the game. Like, they give a shit. Oh, my nuclear waste over in that line. It is too. Which, you know what, is not a lot of studios. Like, you look at the big AAA studios and stuff like that. It's like, here's the thing. You must love it exactly the way we did it, because we're smarter than you. These guys look at what people are using in mods. They listen to their community, and then they give us exactly what we want. Like most of the kind of quality of life stuff you see in both Space Engineers and in Satisfactory here are started off there as mods. And it's only... where am I going? I'm going over here. So, you know, people, the wonderful community, the mod developers, and these really, really smart people who do that kind of stuff. You know, they managed to make the mods work. Sorry, I keep distracting myself with doing two thoughts at the same time. But you know, sometimes they can be buggy. Sometimes they may not work right. The fact that Steam incorporates, or not Steam, Keen and Coffee Stain incorporates them into their core game means that they're absolutely stable because they're core game. Haven't played No Man's Sky, but I'm glad there's more studios out there. And that's the way it should be, to be perfectly honest. I mean, who the hell... we're not making games for some freaking CEO of a company. The reason they're making games is for the consumer of said games. So maybe, you know, give the consumer what they actually want. How am I going to do this? Actually, I think what I'm going to do here... Yeah, I'm going to pop it all the way down. So let's take this guy out, move it all the way through the floor. Just so I know where the floor hole needs to go, and then I can pop it out, because I don't know where my height is. And there we go. Yeah, it's funny. One of the things I realized, you know, especially as I'm watching other streamers and stuff like that, is how little variety, like how my game playing. I find a game and I play the shit out of that game. And then once I kind of finish with that game, I move on to the next one and obsessively play that one. That's why I went from, thousands of hours in Satisfactory to thousands of hours in Space Engineers. Is that I consciously put Satisfactory on the shelf when they announced the release of 1.0, so I was playing it at 0.8. They released the newest version, this 1.0 version, and I didn't want to get spoiled. So I just started playing. And I don't even remember where I got Space Engineers. I think it was gifted to me by someone who knows I like these kind of building games and engineering games like that. And yeah, I had it for years. Then I just started kind of getting involved and watching other people playing it. Next thing I know, I've got probably just as many hours on SE as I do on Satisfactory, and I have an unhealthy amount of hours in Satisfactory. So there it is. Okay. Up we go into the wild blue yonder. We're going to come around this side here. Remembering that it's steel ingots. Not that I'm reminding anyone else. I am reminding myself that, hey, you're making and moving steel ingots. We have to go underneath another belt here. And we're just gonna kind of get it to go where I need it to go. Back it up. Drop it down. Make sure that it will, in fact, make the curve back up to the ceiling. Get you pointing in the right direction. Move you back. Like there. And ingot go there. All right, so that'll be the steel ingots. Excellent. Okay, steel ingots, what's next? So you are tied in, you're doing my concrete. You're gonna be doing my... You getting concrete? Yeah, you're getting concrete from that because you're already hooked up. Otherwise, you're getting the plutonium pellets from here. Right? Yeah, okay. Who else is on this floor? Uranium waste, silica, nitric acid, sulfuric acid. Those guys are all being fed. Yep, we're back up to the top floor here. So again, we have our steel beams. So you will be receiving your steel ingots, right? Yes, you are. See, you can see them right there. So they're feeding in. Pardon me, that's wet concrete from downstairs. This is the actual plutonium fuel rod. EMs and heat sinks. So that's the next two things I'm gonna need to work on. So what have I got for the heat sinks? So I actually have a small heat sink factory here that I could put right here. I'll clear out some of the ground area. What have I got in my description? Let's go back into the menu here. Again, look for our heat sinks. No, I didn't put a description on there at all. Okay, that is fine. I tend to play the base game for a while, then mod the heck out of it. Yeah, same. Like, I try not to rely too much on mods, but, you know, every game has got holes in it. Quote unquote, you know, holes. Things that just could be a little bit better. And it's mostly quality of life stuff that I'm grabbing. Okay, so we'll put you there. I'm surprised I don't have a... Oh, here we go. Input, sulfuric acid, rubber, water, coal, bauxite. Oy. Hey. Completely missed on the heat sinks here. How am I going to do my heat sinks? What do I want to do with those? Because I'm making I have rubber. I have aluminum casing. That's all I actually need. I need 2 machines to get the heat sinks necessary. But it's just, yeah, it's just rubber and bauxite. I don't think I'm gonna do... That's actually only 0.1. How many? Let's have a look here. Yeah, so that's dumping aluminum scrap in. Making aluminum scrap. I don't have bauxite near me. And yeah, I'd rather not have to set up a bunch more fueling or yeah, you know what? No, we're not going to use this here. Let's pop this guy out of here. And instead, used to play modded Minecraft, and getting mods to work together to automate processes was my favorite thing. The other was use mods to help tell stories. Yeah. Yep. Very, very good reasons. Okay, where can I grab rubber? All right, I gotta go do a little bit of map exploration here and figure out where I'm gonna pull my stuff in from and how I want to do it. So let's just head into the old tubes here and hide the weaponry. Don't want TSA messing with me. And in through the tube. So the aluminum casings are up in the aluminum factory, which is the best way to get there. Let's go this way. Take a wee tour while we're at it. It's always nice to kind of wander around your world. Where am I going to get my rubber from? That's going to come over from there. I could put these guys onto a single train, possibly. We're here. I want to continue on down to there. There's a wall sticking up out of my way. Go away, Mr. Wall. Let's get in through here. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can get a single train to bring both of those guys in. Because it gives me an excuse to have another train. I don't think I can get it up to it through there. Yeah, we're going to have to go all the way around basically the other side of the map. Could start making rubber over at the power plant, but I don't really have the train stations and stuff in there. It is just strictly for power. Even though I am kind of dumping my polymer resin into a sink, and that polymer resin with a mix of, you know, water, essentially. Lee, you madman, you. Thank you so very much. You're an awesome dude. Thank you to, thank you. Just thank you, man. As soon as we get back, your name goes on the wall, my friend. I really appreciate the support. Hey, it's been 2 hours since I started playing. Okay, let's get to the aluminum. And figure that out. So the rubber I can pull from my own factory use rubber. I think I'm dumping most of the rubber I'm manufacturing at the old power plant anyway, which is still kind of often both in the same direction. I just have to see which way I have the stations arranged. Because both on the aluminum, there's the aluminum alcad plates and the aluminum casings. I have a single train that picks up there and then takes them over to the home base for my own kind of home supply and feeding up into the dimensional depot and stuff like that. Same thing with the kind of rubber stuff. The rubber and the plastic get picked up into a single train, so it all depends on which station is in front and which station is in behind, whether or not I can get away with using and switch lanes. Get away with using a single train, or am I going to have to do some kind of weird split stuff? But we'll find out in a sec. It's been so long since I've been up to the aluminum plant. And around the corner. And we got coal just being created over there. And away we go this way. Aluminum, come to me, my pretties. Hello. And all right, so we're at the aluminum. Your station for sending stuff, red aluminum depot. So, okay, casings in the front, Alcad sheets in the back, casings in the front. Yeah, and you can see that got lots and lots available, especially for the amounts that I'm going to need. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is we're going to take a trip down the hill. So station 1 is the casings. With luck, I have the rubber going into the second station down at the petroleum area. So we're going to have to head down there. This line will take us actually pretty much right there anyway, because we just need to go just down that way. You can see it there. There's the machines. So we go through our little spiral. And we will need to take a right turn up through past the Sam Ore station. This is where the Sam Ore is, and then we can hop down here. I wonder how if yeah. Okay, let's run over here. Let's hopefully past Roland has left things okay for future. Oh yes. Okay, perfect. So train station number 2 has the rubber. So what I just need now is a train that will come in here, pick up the aluminum, pick up the rubber, and then they can transport them back to the factory. Yeah. Oh, the only thing I have to be careful with is what they're picking up when they get there. Yeah, so there's a bunch of switches in the train stuff that I haven't really played a lot with. You know, I kind of got used to the very basic trains, and then they added a whole bunch of... Ow. How do you remember where everything is on the map is huge? The thousands and thousands of hours that I've put into the game. That's how. Every node, everything here, nothing is procedural. Everything in this game is handcrafted, and I kind of have a repeat pattern of how I do things. I like usually my home base is just over there because there's lots of iron. There's good supplies of limestone for concrete, and there's a pure copper node. So for your kind of basic, just getting started stuff, that is a good location. There's a couple of really good locations around here, but I particularly like that one, just the way the terrain works, and all that fun stuff. Also because it's close to a good coal supply right over there, as well as this oil supply stuff here. So it is a lot of kind of just, I've done it before so many times that I know where things are. Like all the bauxite is up there. That's your stuff for aluminum, all this, all that. So it doesn't take long to remember. And it's also the way my little brain works. Oh, actually, hang on. Going the wrong way. I'm not taking this tube. I'm going to take a different tube, but before I take that tube, I'm going to take a break. Yeah, I've been going for 2 hours here. I probably should go. I'm going to take a wee break here, guy. Lee, so don't run away. I'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, I am back, and let's get to the home site. So I got good supply of rubber, got my aluminum. Gonna have to set up some fanciness on the stations, the filtering system, see if that works for me. Like I say, I haven't had a chance to do a lot of playing with it because I'm pretty much just a straightforward approach. But yeah, should be just one more bit of train station, do the pickups, and then head back to the site with the to make the heat sinks. You know, skip all the excess steps. That should be just a simple assembler at that point. And down we go. Whee! Okay, frame rate's holding up. That's always been a place where my frame rate starts to take a hit. I got a little bit laggy, but it looks like the game managed to pull itself through, which is good. While we're going here, let's do a FPS stat. Nope. Let's go FPS base. Is it stat FPS? No, I hit the right button. Stat. Ah! Stat FPS. Oh, what is this stupid command again? I've forgotten. Satisfactory. Show FPS. There we go. What is the command? Yeah, stat space FPS. Okay, stat FPS. There we go. My eye's very irritated and itchy this morning. 60 frames still per second. Perfect. Let's get back over. Oh, we got to make sure we add Lee's name. You get big spot. You get big front spot. Extra big sign, because you're the first. All right, let's go get that taken care of. And while I'm over here, I can clear out the... I fell. Let's stay near the tracks. We can clear this out. Because I don't need the blueprinter sitting here anymore causing confusion. So we're going to clear the blueprint designer, and we're going to clear the blueprinter. Okay, and let's clear some trees out. Right here. And blow you up. There we go. And let's get ourselves a sign. We're gonna use... No. Not a simple, pathetic one. We're gonna use a billboard. No, that's too small. No, you know what? Let's use the big billboard here. A very commemorative moment, man. So, we are going to get into the sign here. Let's see what we got for... Why is there a tree here? Is there Fixmas stuff already in here? Yes, there is. Ooh, yeah. I'm going to give you a star. You get a gold star for that. Background. Yeah, that's here. And then text is on this day. Have you ever seen or heard of Vintage Story? Have you ever heard of Vintage Story? No, I haven't actually. No, what's that? Aaron and labels. Became the what's the word I want to use here? Became this into the thesaurus. Thesaurus. Learn how to spell thesaurus or Premiere. Became a person who was starring a movie. First night opening debut. Sentiments, there we go. Well, first. Just picking the right word here. That's all I want to do. Inaugural. Yeah, there we go. Became inaugural. I need to type in the game. There we go. Your channel member. Does that fit? No. Became the first. Does that fit? Nope. Yeah, let's shave all this out. Funny thing is, honestly, I've also never played Minecraft, which is weird. I kind of skipped the whole Minecraft flow and went straight into Satisfactory. Let's take this out of here. I want it all to fit in one. Became another channel member or channel supporter. There you go. Let's pick some better colors. So we're gonna go with a nice bright background. I'm gonna go with the dark letter. We're gonna lose this because, ouch, hard to see. And there we go. Oh, okay, yeah. Coffee or Keen actually has medieval engineer. They have a version of that. All right, there you go, buddy. You get the first spot on the wall. Thank you again for your support. I really appreciate it, man. You're awesome. Okay. So now we figured out where we're going to get our aluminum casings and our rubber from, and that's going to work out. That was a nice little happy accident. Honestly, didn't plan it that way, but literally it's just how the belts work out to what goes into what station. There's no real kind of rhyme or reason to that. But what there needs to be a rhyme or reason is we need to deliver more materials. Now, first thing I also need to do is get some signaling up. So let's get that done. We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there. You're the good man, Charlie Brown. All right, let's also flip that to the other side. There we go. Is that? Can you go in the direction I want you and be a block signal? There we go. That rock is definitely in my way. You know, I thought I'd have tons and tons of room to get my stations in, but man, it doesn't take long to start filling up a space. Yeesh. All right, so what I'm going to do here is, because that giant-ass rock is in my way, what I'm going to do is we're going to lose this. We're going to bring our track this way. Like that, and then we're going to come out this way. Because I need 2 stations. And enough room for the tracks to run. I think what I'm gonna do is just, we'll head down that way. We'll put a little bit of curvature in the track. We'll just literally dodge the jam rock that's in my way. Right there. Okay. Choo-choo. Choo-choo. You come this way for me, please. Yeah? Yeah? You go this way, and then you come this way, and you turn the corner like that. Yes? No? No, actually, you don't. You go... Oops. That's gonna be awkward. Oh. That hurt in the face a little. Okay, so we're gonna run our track through here. Trying to avoid the again, I can't believe that I've run out of freaking space. Whee! And whee! And boom diddy, boom diddy! Love the explodey. Yeah, I'm running into us. Just gonna be trains kind of wandering everywhere they want at this point. I had such high hopes for having organized trains. Best laid plans of mice and men. Foiled again. And I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those pesky kids. You and your little dog too. Okay, then we go down that way. All right, so we're gonna come here. We're gonna turn into the station right here. So I need to have 2 stations deep, and then of course I can't put a cargo terminal without having a station. So we're just gonna put in 3 temporary stations, or 2 temporary, 1 permanent, like that. Let's grab our concrete. Run you out like that, because we are going to need to turn corners and get back. Get back! Get back! Get back to where you once belong. Get back! Go this way. No, I missed again, damn it! Okay, come on out. Oof. Looking at the clock. We're close, but still quite a bit to do. I have to still set up 2 trains. I have to get my nitrogen train operating. I have to get these guys operating for the heatsink stuff. We may even have to go a little bit long today. That would be awful, wouldn't it? All right, come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Wrong. It's getting the damn corner here. Why am I struggling with this? Why am I struggling? I don't know. Why is I struggling? Why am I doing a bad Seinfeld? Okay, so you're gonna go through there, you're gonna go through there, you're gonna come up to here. I think I'm gonna do like a little bypass thing here just in case. I also don't need that much of a curve, so I can come up by 2 possibly. Yes, 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 yeah, and you can still make the turn. No, you can't, because that's too sharp for you. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits. We come this way to there. Then we can go over to here. I have an awkward distance here. Like that, and then like that. Okay, that'll work. Okay, so Choo Choo come through here. Choo Choo can go through there, or Choo Choo can go through here to there. Okay, signaling. We need a block signal here. We need a path signal here. We need a path signal there. Block signal there. Gonna need a block signal somewhere else. Let's get the little tail of where the train could go through. We'll call it the Schrodinger train. Let's grab some signals here again. So you're going to be a block signal. Okay, yep, that's cleared that guy up. And everyone has functional good. Okay, so what are we going to call this station? Let's call this station the nuclear heat sink. No. Casing. Rubber. Receiving. Okay. Now, let's get the train set up here. We're going to need electric locomotive. Pardon me, got hit with a massive sneezing fit. Okay. 2 cars. Not into the... There, let's get into the train so we can start programming you up. Okay, into here. Edit timetable. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go to aluminum. So we want the depot, so the red... What is this? What? Oh, shoot. I forgot I need to move these. Convert these over. They're not set up right yet. I need to go copy this. Control C. Because you need to be freight stations. Like that. And like that. Then we can come over here and paste that in. Like that. Okay. Now we're good. Now we can grab our choo-choo. Make sure we hang a corner. And we'll just hit the brakes here. Okay, edit timetable. Alum. So we're going to start off in the aluminum depot. So we'll add that in. When we get there, we are only going to be loading the casings. Alum casing. No, no. Alum casing. Yes. So one load unload has been completed. Freight wagon is fully loaded. No. Okay, so that's that station. So we're going to grab casings there. We are then going to run to the rubber plastic depot. And we are only going to be loading rubber. And save. We then need to come to the nuclear casing rubber receiving right there, where we're just going to unload everything and have a nice day. So let's take a train ride. Turn on our self-driving. It's going to go all the way up to the aluminum depot. Let's just see if everything works and have a lovely ride on the railroad. It's just a good angle down here. Let's see if we can't get rid of some of the HUD stuff. No, I can't go to photo mode while the train's working. But up to the tunnel. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of decorative stuff that I'm going to have to do, filling in walls and whatnot. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave this wall is definitely staying here. I'll have to maybe do some winding with it because the space as we add more people, you know, on the race to 1,000. So for our first milestone, that is a tree that needs to go. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what route it decides to take. So it's going to go over the big bridge here, which I have a Digit story video and a VOD on my gaming channel. I'll send you the channel link later. Cool. Yeah, still got the link for your tank one, which I'm gonna watch during my lunch break, so to speak. Thank you for reminding me of it, and again, my apologies for not getting to it yet. But you know, things are getting back to normal, so I should be able to. Why are you slowing down? Why are you stopping? Houston, we have a problem. No, we don't. There was someone else on the track. We still have a problem. I'm going to stop the train here for a quick sec. And that problem is I think this section is way too long. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't have enough signaling on this track here yet. So let's flip you to the other side like that. We're going to need to put one here. So the reason it was stopping is there was a train way the hell down here because this track's being used, which is good because it's supposed to be, but I haven't properly signaled some of this stuff yet, which means if there's a train anywhere in this green color, no one else is coming along with them. And you can see that, yeah, I might have forgot to signal big swaths of this track here. Like, how much? Did I put any signals on this track? Probably not. Ooh, that's not great. Oh, you can see. Very bad. Very, very, very bad. Very bad. I'm going to have to do a hand flight. Oh, my, of course, I've left a train blocking the track. Yeah, this is where you got to make to do your signaling. I think. Am I actually finally coming back to where signals are? No, not even. But at least I'm getting to a point. Wow. Yeah, I didn't put a single signal anywhere on this run of track. Rookie mistake, man. Rookie mistake. Meanwhile, I've still got our train sitting in the middle of the track. But I have to get this done. All the rest of the trains will just have to wait. We'll just break the whole damn world. Especially when we get this close. And we'll put one there and one there. I'm almost there. We're coming finally into the rubber room. That seems appropriate for me. There we go. Uh-oh. Nope, that is going the wrong way. Okay, and then I think, yeah, there we go. Okay, so let me hop into the tube. I'll take a run back, and I'll be able to pick up that train, turn its autopilot back on, and see how it moves. So, let's go! La 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 la! So that means, Lee, you get to watch the Quest for Peas next episode on Monday, being the first member. Exclusive to you and you alone. I guess I need to get it up at a reasonable time. Yeah, you know, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon is probably not a reasonable time. So I'll make sure it's up and ready for you. Crack of Monday for your 4:30 start. We'll make sure you have your Quest for Peas. Guess I have to start thinking of other perks now too for you guys. Gonna lavish you with all the perks, man. Lavish you with all the perks. All right, where did I leave my train? Hello? There you are. Okay, let's turn our autopilot back on and make sure everything works. Another tree to get rid of. Now watch me not see it. Oh no. No, no, not the frames! Not the frames! Oh, that's back. I know, yeah, it's annoying a little bit, that frame rate drop, but you know what? If it corrects itself within a short period of time, I'm okay. I can live with it for a little bit, especially when I'm just sitting in a train. What I do find a little strange, though, is that I just literally took a hyper speed, like faster than the train, through that section. Not a bit of frame rate, but the train, nope, it's gonna drop my frames. Yeah, bugger. Yeah, daddy bugger. Okay, so it should bypass this station because it should be heading for the aluminum first. Got a lot of traffic coming through here at the moment. So we gotta wait for our traffic to kind of clear up through the roundabouts. Eyes, what I like to see. I like to see all of my little trains just buzzing around, interacting, getting each other's way, and just that level of activity, that, you know, like the hive of activity. And pass the pass signal. Of course, it's got to come to almost complete stop before it can check. And we're gonna have to do it again. I might just have to take the pass signals out of the roundabouts because I think they're slowing things up just a little bit too much. And right now, the intersections are kind of... Do I even need this round? Yeah, I do need this roundabout in here because one path goes up to the Samore and the other path goes to the aluminum. But now we're on our way to the aluminum. Again, the sound design... The sound of the trains went quiet as I went through the tunnel. Like, come on, guys. That's going above and beyond. Like, yeah, I love the sound design in this game. Like, honestly, it's hands down some of the best sound, even compared to, like, Space Engineer. Space Engineer, I love the game, but its sound design kind of sucks compared to this. Like, this is, if you're in an area that it's going to be echoey, like a big concrete chamber, it's going to get echoey. Ooh, we're down to 30. Oh, Frame go down. Frame go down. Can frame come back, please? Doesn't matter. We're in a train. Just, yeah. And sound is so important, man, because that's what creates the environment for you. That's what gives you that sense of being in a space. It's just an important storytelling device as color choices, as the story itself, as music. Like, sound is so important. So putting that little extra touch in there is, again, just a way of saying to the players, we appreciate you. We're going to give you the best experience we can. And Coffee Stain, I guarantee you, is not listening to me and my channel. So that is a free endorsement right there. Okay, you should have only been loading the one. Yes, we can see that cart is still empty. That's good. So now we should be able to just take a return trip back down to the rubber. So once again, down the hill. Picking up the old speed. I wonder what if I'm gonna do anything going off in that direction. Probably not. Oh, yep. We're coming through fast, man. At 12 frames per second, traveling 130 through super tight corners. Come on, frames. Come on back. "15 frames, 18 frames, 17. Oof. This is a little bit too much slowdown. I got to keep the traffic moving, so I'm going to take those pass signals out and just rely on block signals. So the difference between pass signals and block signals, just again to explain it, is pass signals will allow trains to go near each other on a section of track as long as they don't interfere with each other. Block signals, if anything's within this point A to point B, nobody moves. So right now you can see we're stopped up on a block signal, and I'm going to hop out of the train here for a quick sec, because there's a train right there. As soon as this train clears its block signal, and we can tell by the color, so as soon as that train clears, this one is going to flip to green. We can see that green color, and there he goes, because it clears it up. So the fact that, you know, it kind of had to wait a little while, I can probably put another signal here and leave that one there alone. That way it can just line things up a little more. Okay, so we should load rubber now. There it goes. That one here is polymer resin. So I mean, if I do, I've got oil residue. So it's a liquid residue. It gets sent back to the main base for ammunition stuff. It's what, I think it's the homing bullets use it. All right, now the next station should be heading back to the nuclear site. Except for the signaling problem. What signaling problem? Where am I getting a signaling problem? Uh-oh. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to take manual control here to see if I can't figure out, because that signal's fine. Huh. We'll hang a left. Coming through here. I'm going to turn on the self-driving. Let's see if it... Okay, so where signals are making the next step unreachable. Okay, so that tells me that I probably put a signal somewhere on that big stretch that I did. I might have put one backward. We're just going to keep going through, and when we see green, we know we're good. So we'll come in through here. We can kind of pick up the pace a little bit here. I'm going the wrong way. Shoot. Didn't mean to go this way. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is... Is it going into the station that the problem is? Oh, man. Okay, I'm gonna need to do some backing up. Let's just head up to the aluminum. And we'll flip that way. Oh boy. Okay, let's... Yeah, there's a roundabout up there that I can use. I need to go around the roundabout more often. Is why I'm having to reverse course here. Manually driving, not nearly as efficient as automatic driving. So that's why I really want to figure out what the problem is. And I'd really like to get the Plutonium system up and running today, damn it. But nope, I gotta waste a bunch of time fixing this. Oh. See, that really emphasized something I tell... Oh, hey, look at that. Back to 60 frames. That I tell my students all the time is that spend the time in the beginning because it'll save you time in the end. Do things the correct way the first time through the gate. Because you can see here, I didn't do that. I missed a step literally weeks ago. Like, how long has it been since I put that section of track in? Like, a month ago now? And it's now biting me in the ass because I missed a step. So, yeah. We gotta make sure we don't go that way. And I'm gonna test again. Yeah, so that tells me again that the problem is probably closer to the station. It could be a station problem even. It might even be a problem with this track. We'll find out. Can you please just move, you stupid train? Oh, brakes! Okay. Okay, now... Ouch! I made a boo-boo. So that's what it looks like when trains hit and they start to derail. So we're going to put him back. I'm going to have to hop in, turn on his self-driving again, send him on his merry little way. Off you go there, Junior. Then we can No, we're going to let him clear. So this is why I don't drive my trains manually anymore near the other trains, is because, well, I'm going to run into things. Okay, let's get back into the train. And make sure we hang that corner. It's got to be down by the station that I screwed it up, right? What just happened here? What the hell just happened here? What the hell? How? How? Ah. You saw that, right? You saw it suddenly flip. Okay. Something funky going on over here, that's for sure. going to turn this into a block signal. Put a block signal through here. Wuffa! What the hell? I don't know how I'm going to turn that train around. Okay. Yeah. Something very, 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 very broken here. What in the bloody blue blazes has gone wrong here? Okay, so let's just keep that block cleared. That's not really doing anything there. That can go there. Still have no idea how I'm going to get this train turned around. I think what I'm going to do is grab a piece of track and we'll just do that. Yeah, okay, that'll allow me to turn. So at least I'm pointing in the right direction. Is that the signaling problem I was having? Yeah, it's exactly like... Okay, well, let's hop out. Let's get this section of track out. Why? Fly! Where did that little bypass bit of track go? Did I get rid of it? Yes, I did get rid of it. Okay. Everyone's signals are good. Everyone's signals are good. Okay. It could be the roundabout's too tight. So you can see, like, right over there, there's 4 basically segments of track that are going into... Oh, no, oh, oh, back. Like going into one little intersection there, and yeah, I try to avoid those for the most part, and that's because the roundabouts are too small. So I don't know if I need to replace this roundabout, but I'm going to take it through the other roundabout, see what happens, because there's, you know, I can turn around just over there. I want to go through that again, that intersection, to see what happens. I'm going to do a little quick test here. Yeah, okay, so that's still broke. So I'm going to go all the way around this one. And keep going around. Make sure I hang a right up here. Signals are all good. Yeah, there's only should be 2 choices here. Ah! Damn it! That big problem. Big problem. Okay, we're gonna have to do some major surgery here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is like wrap that guy around. No, we're gonna come from here into there. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna avoid this. I'm gonna do something different here. Very drastic. I'm going to give him the ability to completely miss if he wants to. So I'm going to plug him. This is going to be... That is something that I've honestly never come across before. Just a train randomly flipping directions like that. But that's why I don't like having, 4 tracks going into 1 track. And I'm now tying up all the traffic. But that's fine. So we're going to have... You can go through here if you need to. However, if you're going to come from here, and then you want to go that way, I'm going to give you your own little bypass route, I think. And just kind of avoid that whole section there. Now those tracks are fine. It's a bit weird coming through here, but again, we can just grab some signaling. Let's flip you around so you two aren't interfering with each other. Let's flip you around again so you guys aren't interfering with each other. Can we go in the right direction, please? We're going to put a path signal here. Going that way. We're going to grab a block signal for here. And remove that one. We'll put you here. How are we gonna fix over here? These guys are probably too close. No, they're gonna be too close. I need to do something a little bit else to spread them apart. Like that. And of course, blow up the tree! Let's go back to here. Just making sure everyone's got lots of room. Bring you back to here, you to there, replace this signal, and grab a block signal, put you there. Put you there. You there. Boy. I said... can we go in the other direction now, please? I want to... Please let me go the way I want to go, which is that way. Yes, okay. Then we can grab you again and plug you into there. And I'm still getting the bloody errors. Oh my god, this whole section is just messed up. Why? You shouldn't be. Okay, there we go. Doesn't help me with this fact that this train is still pointing the wrong way, so we're going to have to back him up to here. So even if it, you see, I still think the original problem that I'm dealing with here is further along. Because if it was in this section of track here, the train would have used, because there's 2 ways to get there, right? It can actually go the other way. Yeah, I know, I'm really going to make everyone very unhappy here. I need to turn the corner. Please do be switching. Okay. Now I should be able to take that little side path. So I'm back on the right side of the tracks. Let's get rid of the little bypass here. Let those guys do their job. Okay. It's not a great solution. I'm going to probably have to rebuild this whole roundabout here, but if I can get the damn train through. And that is why I don't like having that many tracks going in there. 3 tracks in an intersection is fine. 4 tracks, yeah, weird shit happens. But let's keep going. We're past that. We fixed that problem. And then, you know what? This is why we do testing. All right, what happens if I tell you to? Nope, you're still... What station are you trying to get to? Yeah, receiving. Okay. Yeah, green signal. I am looking at the signals. But again, I don't think it's through this section of track, because otherwise it would have routed itself, because there's lots of options that it can route itself to other track. Hey, purple slug. So I think it's actually more on the station side of things, where it's coming into the station. So, but again, this is why we run down the rails. That's why we test. So freaking close to getting that plutonium up and running. Okay, we gotta go through here and make sure we take that side, make sure we go that way. I'm getting a green light. That means it goes through. I've seen trains running down here, so the trains definitely can go through here. Still at 60 frames, which is good, so it's nice to see that that took care of itself. You can see there's other trains moving up and down there, so that's all good. It's just coming into this again. You see that? Why are you having so much difficulty with this? What happens if I back up through there? Does it fix itself? Yeah, look at that. Like, what the actual F? And why? Just because I'm manually driving it? You know what I'm going to do here? Let's... Uh-oh. Nope. Not going that way. I'm just going to leave the train here blocking the whole damn works. I'm going to go check this station. Don't bump into me. So I'm going to go check the station. Let's hide the explosives. It's not the speed of the curves, it's the way the tracks are coming in. You didn't actually used to be able to have those, like, the two circles that are basically touching, but they kind of loosened the rules a little bit. And that's so it kind of thinks that things are doubling back. It's a weird little glitchy thing. Aha. You know what? I found the problem with the other thing. So that is my current problem. That's why I can't get to the station. Is because it's pointing in the wrong direction. So I'm going to get it flipped over there. So I've now discovered that it was in fact a signaling problem getting into the station. Because we were, these signals are directional, like one direction. So, you know, when you have the up and down, that means it's facing the wrong way. So what did you get through? So what I'm wondering, because none of the other trains seem to be having a problem with that flip around, it's because I'm driving the train manually, I think that it's becoming an issue. Whereas all the other trains, because the computers, oh, God, I ran out of power. Not close enough to any electrical source. So what I think is happening is if I can get it to run on automatic, it should make it. So now that I've fixed that signal, yep, there we go. So now we're actually moving very slowly. There we go. It should be able to clear through here without flipping. Yeah, okay. Weird stuff was going on there, but it can get through now. Wow. So roundabouts cannot be that small. I have to make them one foundation wider. It can't be that tight. I gotta have, if I'm gonna have multiple tracks come in like that, I gotta give it space. Okay, well, good. At least it's working. That's the big thing. You guys can go where you want to go. You can go all the way down here. In fact, it wasn't even going into this station. It was blocking off a bunch of other stations. Oh, let's turn that off because I haven't set the unloads on this. Okay, so I got a load of this stuff ready to go. Bloody hell. You need to unload when the train pulls up. You need to unload when the train pulls up. I'm not going to turn the automatic on yet because I'm just going to unload this manually. Come on. Can I unload manually? Just got to get it lined up just right. There we go. Push that button and unload that stuff. Okay, now we're going to need to extend some floors. I know that I'm going to need, going this way, more of these. So we'll put some floor paneling in. So I have some service floor. Boop, boop, boop. Like that. Let's make sure we're snapping blueprint mode so these guys line up nice and easy and clean like that. Now we just need some of these guys here. Like that. Because this is going to be the where the next two nuclear reactors go, which, hey, they're actually fired up. So I've moved enough stuff around. And let's move you. And we'll do that. Okay, so that is enough. Oh, wait, actually. Let's take that out of there. Okay, now where am I going to build the heat sinks? What do I need to build the heat sinks? Heat sinks can be made, I think, in an assembler. And so if I put one right here, kind of an empty lot here. Is that the right one for my heat sinks? Heat sinks, heat sinks, heat sinks, heat sinks, heat sinks. There we go. And that is the one I want. And you're going to make me 10 per minute. How many do I actually, in fact, need of the heat sinks? I need 1 per plutonium fuel rod setup. Okay, so that's all that needs to be for now. We'll give them a nice little building shortly. In the meantime, let's get you plumbed. Again, so bloody close. I would really have liked to get this turned on, so let's see how far we can get. If it's going to be a bit more involved to get this working again, I may have to do it off camera, but I'm going to just see how fast I can get this. Now, keeping in mind, haste makes waste. But I would really, 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 really like to see this up and running. Because I'd like to have the time not worrying about my power being overextended, because we are kind of in that little bit of a danger zone. Floor hole. Floor hole. There. And 1, 2. And there. So kind of actually, sorry, just I didn't properly speak about your last point there, Lee. Trains don't give a shit about speed going around corners. They really don't. There's no momentum or anything like that, or physics really involved in them. It is just about the spline pathing that's going on, and what the kind of autopilot forces. Okay, so those are those two. Like, I've hit corners at 200 coming downhill. It don't care. It really don't care. It's just there's a weird spline path that's broken. I turned these the wrong way. Oh, haste is making waste. This is how mistakes happen, but it's gonna be what it's gonna be. The heatsink is so close to the end of the line thing. Okay, straight to there. Do the same thing here, straight to there. And you can connect up to there, and then you can connect up to there. Okay, so where do those heat sinks need to go? Heat sinks need to go into here, which means there should be a belt hanging down here somewhere for me to plug in my heat sinks, and that is right there. So you get heat sink there, and what else do you get? EM rods. Okay, so we're going to bring the heat sinks and the EM rods to those two spots right there. We are going to grab a floor hole right here. I'm going to remove that little section of belt. Grab a lift. Put you up to there. That's going to be on the inside of the wall. Yeah, I'll worry about closing things up. Yeah, so that's all right along the outside of the wall. I'll have to put in wall holes and whatnots. But what I want to do is reconnect into there. Grab another floor hole to right there. And that can snap to there. Okay. Just catching the edge of the radiation zone. Where do these floor holes come out? In a good place. In a gooder enough place. Okay. So now I can go find the new heat sinks. So the heat sinks are going to come out and go down through here. I missed. Let's try that again. In through there. Then you're going to go over to here. There is a belt in my way, so I'm going to have to redirect this belt a little bit. That's okay, because we're going to go like that. I'm going to take you. Like I said, we're just going to give you a little bit of a redirection. Might need to do that a little tighter. Oh, that's probably not a bad idea. Especially if it was due to just being driven under manual control. I'm pretty sure they've not happy that, yeah, that's a good point. I should probably do that. Because if they designed it, because it didn't used to let me connect, but if it's one of those things where you're just override the games, like the game just saying, fine, if you want to do this, do it under your own. Because I know it's not a big super fan. I'm more surprised that the trains do go through those types of kind of connection issues. So Who's at fault, me or the game? I'm probably gonna bet on me. Anyway. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm grabbing the heat sinks from here to throw into there. The EMs are somewhere else. Where are you guys? They're still upstairs. And up we go. So EM rods are over here. Okay, so let's just drop through the hole here. There they are. And our Mr. M's. You go down that way, you go down that way, then you come through here. I need you to be... where do I need you to be? I need you to be somewhere. How the hell do I not see what I'm looking for? Hello? Okay, the heat sinks are coming through there, then they're coming down there, then they're going over here, and then there's the thing I'm looking for. Alright, how do I get the EM rods down there? Where are you guys traveling? Are you getting anywhere close to this line? I don't know what you are. There you are. Hi, Mr. EM rods. Can I borrow you for a minute? Okay, for these, I'm gonna grab a splitter. Let's lift it up and position it like that. Let's remove this section of belt. Let's replace that section of belt. Like so. And then we can take these broken wings. Learn to fly away. Learn to be so free. When you think the belt is straight, it needs to do a little turn. So just you wait. Where did I leave it? Right there. Okay. EM rods, EM rods, EM rods right here, right here. Drop you down like that. Let's get you wrapped around the corner again. And we'll just bring you all down this way. And up to there. Let's go to here. And up by one. Make sure these two belts aren't clipping. Oh, of course they are. Because of course I'm going to manage to find a place where they're going to clip through each other. So we'll come over a pitch like that. Then we'll come back. The street is not liking this. We're going to come back with default. We'll go to there. Switch back to straight mode, and then we can come back and plug into there. Then I'm going to remove all of this stuff that I just did because I did it wrong. See, I'm starting to rush now and boo-boos are happening. But I want to get this done. I have to go up like that. Then, what would happen if I just went straight back? That's going to do weird shit. That's what it's going to do. I don't want the weird shit. I just want normal shit. Because who doesn't want a normal shit? No one likes a weird shit. That's just weird. Okay, and can I connect now? Yes, I can. Is everyone happy? Yes, okay. EM rod's connected. Heat sinks will be connected. Those are connected. Again, nothing is yet to be powered, but I think steel beam. So that's good. The encased plutonium cells are being manufactured. Electromagnetic. I think I might actually be in a position to just start turning things on. I'm gonna have to do a bunch of little bit of cleanup and stuff like that, but let's see what happens if I turn this nonsense on right now. So let's get some power run. Either way, it's a bug or an exploit. Need more fiber. Let's get that down to there. Okay, everyone got power? Yep, things are starting to move up and down. Okay, so the next machine. Let's get you powered up. Yeah, like I say, I'm gonna depower everything. I just want to get the test. I just want to see if there's anything I missed, and then I'll worry about closing up the buildings. Let's get Mark III on there, just so I have enough connections so that you can go there. So you should be powered up now. Yes. Yep, you're waiting for your non-fissile uranium, which should be coming over here from somewhere. Or over here. No, not over here. Non-fissile uranium is being made there. Yep, that's where it's coming from. What are you waiting for? You're probably waiting for the silica, the sulfuric, and the nitric acid. So all the stuff from this building. Let's get you guys up and running. That's gonna go there. Again, very much temporary. Everybody, just connect up to that. And then plug into that. Oh, I haven't picked up any nitric gas yet. Okay, so now I need another station. Did I set up a nitrogen station? I think I might have. So that's the rubber and that. Who are you? You're my nitrogen station, right? Yeah, so you're my nitrogen station. Let's get a train for you. You're going to be my nuclear nitrogen hauler. Nuke nitrogen hauler. We're going to go to the nitrogen station. Clifftop nitrogen depot. And then we're coming back to here. Save our changes. Turn you on. Oh, let him do his thing for a minute. I got to turn you to unload, and let's see if I can't catch up with him, because I kind of like to escort him after that last. Hurry, 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 hurry. No, no, no. Okay, I know how I can pass him. I'll take the express route. I mean, he's booking it, that's for sure. Come back! Wait for me! I don't remember where you go and how you get there. Come back! There he is. Oh, can I? Or made it! Caught him! Okay, let's write this guy down. There it is. That's where we go for our nitrogen gas. Oh, we're gonna have to go in behind someone else. That's okay. Now, having two trains arriving this close to each other can leave a depleted, container behind, because it hasn't had a chance to refill, right? Because there's a certain speed that these guys can refill at. However, I can set a option on here to wait till it's full, which I might do. Right now, I just need to get some gas down there to see if it's working. So we'll just wait this guy out. It's encouraging that the other train came back with containers on it, because that tells me that they're already got gas. And where that nitrogen gas is going is currently to the space elevators phase 4, which is not really producing anything, at least not very fast. So I should be able to pick up a reasonable supply of gas. Let's see how much gas is in these guys, like you. Yeah, so it's fully up. So we're gonna get a full load here. All right, now, next thing we're hoping is that it can actually get back to its station. And we don't have that big problem we had last time. And again, it's not like that I'm going to be using a lot of gas, just enough gas. It's funny, nitrogen is a completely and utterly neutral, benign gas, but mix it with water and it becomes something incredibly dangerous. Nitric acid. Ain't chemistry grand? Just add a hydrogen and a couple of hydrogens and some oxygen, and you go from being just filler. Actually, add oxygen, you get nitrous oxide, which, laughing gas, and boom, boom. Very flammable, good for cargo fast. Yeah, that's my nuclear water supply set up right over there. And then, throw some actual hydrogen atoms in there, and you get nitric acid. Like, ain't chemistry just grand? By the way, the fact that my train is going there means that we shouldn't have any more problems like we had with the last train, because otherwise it just wouldn't go. So I'm feeling confident that it's going to make it this time. And hopefully this is the final ingredient. And I should see a plutonium rod. If not, I'll have to kind of just poke around in the guts and see what happens. But I'm going to let this train run out. We'll see what happens. And we'll either end on a high note or end on a damn it note. God, I love the sound design. Have I mentioned that? Yeah, come on, go through your path switch. Thank you. And I'm gonna hop out of the train here because I know it's gonna make it. Let's monitor how you do. As you do. Yeah, I guess it's time for me to actually also start thinking about what to do with the Saturday morning streams. I mean, yeah, for the next at least 2 more months worth of Satisfactory, if not 3, because there's going to be Fixmas coming up in December, which is a whole thing on its own. And I'm going to actually do the Fixmas this year. I skipped it last year. So what Fixmas is their little holiday kind of celebration, and they bring in special holiday stuff, and you get gifts, and it's just another excuse to make Christmassy stuff. So I'm actually got a world that can deal with that. So I'll probably do some create a Christmas village, and that'll take up a good chunk of December. There we go, nitrogen gas. So we got our nitric acid now being produced. Okay, so that's being produced. That's full of sulfuric acid. How you guys doing? I'm still waiting for my silica. Oh, why is the silica not getting in there? Who? Oh, I didn't hook up the quartz yet, I don't think. Who is in charge of silica? Your steel beams. Where does the silica come from? Okay, so we go from there to the empty belt right there. Ah, there's the silica. See, I knew I had it. It's just coming up in a weird place. Can I make that corner? Ooh, that's a tight corner. That is a tight corner. So what I'm gonna do is do that. Let's grab you. And we should just be able to do that. Yeah. Okay, so there goes the silica. Where is my nitric acid? There it is. Here comes the nitric acid. I just might have a pumping issue. No, you should be fine. Because you're higher than you, but I have to fill this pipe. So the nitric acid, there's a thing called the head lift. So I basically need enough of this liquid, just like any hydraulic, to fill up these pipes until it can actually flow over. So we can see that we're not quite full here. What I can do to kind of help things out, whereas this pipe is filling up, is I can put a one-way valve down here. Like that. So that it can't backflow into the machine. What are you waiting for? You're waiting for the plutonium pellet, which is now just waiting for the nitric acid. Come on, acid. Come on, Bill. All right. That's it. I'm gonna have to do a pump. So let's grab ourselves a pump. I'm gonna point it this way. So I can just do that very quickly. That should take care of my head lift issue. Yeah, because this can push up to 50 meters. But there's just not quite enough coming out of this guy. But everything else is filled up, so that's good. How are we doing? Are we actually getting any liquid in here yet? Come on. Anyway, let's look up here. So I'm still waiting for the heat sinks to arrive. Okay, so why are my heat sinks not doing? Because I actually haven't started manufacturing them yet. Well, let's get the heat sink manufacturing going. So there we go. All right, and it should be flowing. How's the nitric acid? That is literally the last thing I'm waiting for. Come on, nitric. All right, you know what I need to do? Actually, I need to change everything. Yeah, I'm gonna do a big change here. Let's do this. Let's disconnect the pipe. Let's put you right to there. Let's connect you up. Instead of having to go all the way up like that, let's just keep you down underneath. Where did that hole go? It is right here. So I'm gonna grab you. Let's come back to here. And leave straight. Because if it's struggling to go up this steep hill section, let's just take this steep hill section out of there. Because honestly, it's not doing me any good at the moment. It might just be hindering, because the sulfuric acid is filling up just fine. It's this bloody nitric acid that's just... How much did I need? 15. So I can do 2 of these setups on one refinery, or one blender here. Acid's flowing. Acid's flowing. Come on, nitric acid. There it is. We have a rival. Come on, a little bit more. Come on. Holy, can we get this going here, guys? Why are you struggling with this? You have a pump. Oh, are you really? Is that the problem? Yeah, it's the problem. It's the floor holes. Yeah. The pipes still have some little buggy things going on in them. Is that they can get restricted for some odd reason. You can see that pipe is 100% full. The flow rate's not bad. But when we get down here, okay, now we're filling up. Okay, now we're filling up. Now we're filling up. And now we're filling up. Okay. All I want to see is one plutonium fuel rod. I'll still have to dispose of it, but... Alright, and that goes a bunch of non-fissile uraniums, which should show up over here. Need more. How we doing? Come on, system. Running at 96% efficiency, which is good. I think all I need now just is these last few plutonium pellet things. One more batch should do it. So it's producing every 24 seconds. It sends out 20 some odd. All right, that should be enough to have you just about ready to start. Okay, you're up soon. Oh. 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 That. There it goes. Okay, so he's going to be running at half capacity, which is about right. So a lot of these machines are kind of running at reduced, would be running at reduced capacity. I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm just going to let everything kind of play out. Like I said, I got a lot of fine-tuning still to do in the system here to get it balanced out. Because this is just one set. I'm going to need 5 more, like 8 more reactors, plus their support, plus more of this. So there's going to be a lot more kind of balancing going on. I just want to get this done. I want to see a plutonium fuel rod go up. In fact, I'm going to reduce you down to 15 or 50% for now. Okay, now we can come up here. Where's the encased plutonium cells? Encased plutonium cells. Where do I get encased plutonium cells from? Ooh. That should be an assembler somewhere around here. There's a blender. Uh-oh. There you are. Are you my encased plutonium cells? Yes, you are. And you are, in fact, sending cells upstairs. And are really the slowest lifts I could possibly have used. Are you making it into the machine? Very slowly. But that's it. Everything is tested to work. Everything is filling up where it's supposed to fill up. I just need to balance things out now and get them working. But the hardcore machines are in place. So, cool. I can start getting, I got power flowing. Big ass smoke coming out of those guys. You seem to be having an issue over here. What's your issue, buddy? You're already full. Okay, so yeah, I got more than enough sulfuric acid. Everyone else is kind of filling up and backing up, and I just need to get. Oh, you're having issue with water now? And of course you are, because where you're going to be getting some water is not at full capacity yet. But you know what? That is still working. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit. But I think is going to do it. We went a little long today, but that is okay. Watch the bot later to figure this out. Yeah. Well, there's 59 episodes, so I've been going just about a year and a half on this. So yeah, I've got a lot of stuff left going here. But that is going to be it for today's chapter. Lee, thank you for hanging out with me. Again, thank you for becoming a member and joining the channel. You're awesome. Everyone else who's watching this on the VOD, hey guys, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, maybe think about subscribing. And be like Lee, become a channel member. Help support the channel so that I can make more videos and just give you guys more content. If you have any comments, feel free to leave a comment in the video description. But until next time, everyone, my friends, be safe out there. Be good out there. Have a great day. Until next time, bye-bye.